Natural disaster is an event which happened because of nature reasons. It destroys cities, countries, people's lives. It causes pecuniary and moral damage. Volcanic eruption. Hurricane. Earthquake. Avalanche. Lightning bolt. Landslide. Drought. Hailstorm. Flood. Ball lightning. Tornado. Tropical storm. Fire and tsunami. Photographers catch a moment of a volcanic eruption to get perfect shots. A hurricane makes people homeless. After an earthquake, food is in demand. Many people die because of an avalanche. Landslide destroys everything on its way. Droughts lead to hunger. Lightning bolts. Hailstorms. Floods, ball lightnings, tornadoes, tropical storms, fires and tsunamis shock people. A lot of examples. Let's speak about flooding. The tragedy was in the Indian Ocean. In 2005, a tropical storm led to flooding in New Orleans. Residents of the city had no idea that 80% of the city would be underwater. The mayor declared a state of emergency. When the eye of the storm missed the city, everybody sighed with relief, but they were wrong. New Orleans has always been under threat of flood because it is below sea level. As the hurricane came ashore, it brought storm surge and smashed the levees. Residents started leaving the city, but the elderly and the poor couldn't run away, so they were in temporary shelters. People sat on the roofs and begged for help. They suffered from looting and violence. Emergency services struggled to cope. The military moved into the city. Engineers pumped the last of the flood water out. Almost 1,500 people had lost their lives. These days, New Orleans is making a slow recovery and everybody hope that it doesn't occur again. In 1995 there was a series of powering volcanic eruptions in Montserrat in the Caribbean Sea. The most powerful eruption was in 1997. 19 people died. Victims said that ash was everywhere. They ate food with ash, drank water with ash. People couldn't work on the fields because it was danger. Also, there are freelance photographers from all over the world who risk their lives to get perfect shots. A snow avalanche was in Austrian Alps on 18th of February in 1976. This tragedy happened on a ski resort. Weather was terrible, the strong wind blew. Its speed reached 120 kilometers per hour. This avalanche caused damage even to safety zone. A snow wall destroyed everything on its way. People under the snow could choke. Lifesavers helped many people, but many people also died. North America, a huge tornado broke in residents of Ohio and other states' lives. Scientists knew that tornado will be, but they didn't know time and place. People think that authorities make a storm in a teacup. It happened on 3rd of April in 1974. 329 people died and 4,000 got to hospital. 230 people died in 2010 in Haiti. It was a strong earthquake. But some countries, like Japan, often experience earthquakes. In March 2011, an undersea earthquake led to devastating tsunami. Because of this, nuclear power stations were in danger of destruction. There were many earthquakes in Japan, but residents weren't ready to such powerful earthquake. Residents were shocked, but much worse was yet to come as the authorities issued the tsunami warning. One giant wave destroyed everything on its way. One island in Japan even moved from his place for some meters. There were landslides, mud and debris everywhere. TV viewers couldn't believe their eyes. There wasn't electricity in Japan and the government immediately ordered an evacuation. On next days, Japan got relief from many countries. Over 15,000 people died, thousands more were missing. But there were some miracles. A 4-month-old baby girl was pulled alive from the rubble for days after earthquake. And a student felt desperate for news of his family, but after a few days he saw his family alive in a video. Also, there are kinds of weird weather. Some people are used to extreme weather conditions. For example, imagine that dark clouds always cover the sky. This area is meeting Catatumbo River with Lake Maracaibo. Clouds constantly crash into each other. The violent lightning storms can last up to 10 hours and occur between 140 and 160 nights a year. However, every cloud has a silver lining. Lightnings restore the ozone layer. Also, there are ball lightnings. They're rare, but last longer. A tornado can be a whirling firestorm instead of a windstorm. It can occur when fire mixes with strong wind. The earthquake in Japan in 1923 ignited the largest fire tornado. Witnesses from Honduras say that after a violent storm there were hundreds of living fish on the ground. People take fish, cook and eat. One version, that a tornado pick fish somewhere and then fish fall. And second, that there is an underground river with fish and tornadoes somehow bring it above ground. So, nature isn't only flowers and lakes, it is also horrible disasters. Scientists all over the world do everything to know about them, but in our days it leads to success not in every situation.